Welcome back to Beards and Brews. Hey, if you haven't already, be sure to hit those subscribe buttons and hit those notification sounds. Not only does it help us out, but you'll know exactly when we have another one brewing. This week's movie, it's going to be The Birdcage with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane. Fellas, what'd you think of Timon and Genie's big gay problem?
All right.
Oh, poor Genie.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Robin Williams throughout this movie because, number one, when I see Robin Williams, other than 1 hour photo, I think I'm going to have a good time. And he's just stressed out this entire movie. And it made me feel kind of bad.
It's this weird juxtaposition, right? When they just like get into it, when they just start bickering at each other, when they just start just fucking making a scene over nothing. I'm just like, this is forever entertaining.
Yeah, I think Robin Williams, Nathan Lane, and we haven't mentioned him yet, Hank Azaria. I think all three of them are like on the top level of what they do in this movie. This was my pick if the audience doesn't know, and I think this is a movie that just doesn't get enough respect and enough talk about. Like, man, this is a good time for me.
Azaria should have gotten more screen time, and Gene Hackman in drag should be stricken from film forever.
It was so rough. I couldn't believe it. Like, we've collectively seen our fair share of whatever, but to be secondhand embarrassed is a fucking feat, and that was ridiculous.
There is one little thing that's a part of that I absolutely love, though. We'll get into it when it's time, but man, one of the best parts of this movie.
Well, just to get the plot out of the way, it's fairly, like, I don't want to call it progressive, but for the 90s, way ahead of its time. Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, they're a thing. They run this drag queen show, super popular in the Miamis, not to be confused with Florida. And they're just having a grand old time.
You say that they run this drag show, which is, what's going on. But it's also got a kitchen where in the first 10 seconds of the film, we're introduced to their standards. And there is food on the floor. The dude picks it up, puts it back on the plate, and Robin Williams is like, yep.
I forget about all that. Like, yeah, there's, he gives them a note that's like, oh, there's some Kennedys out there. Which ones? Oh, just some young ones. Give them some free coffee or something.
I thought he was going to go on and say, like, oh, the live ones or something like that. Something really crude. Can we talk about, just briefly, their big ending number is just singing We Are Family for 42 fucking minutes?
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly. That checks out.
This isn't in the Gata Davida. I was just like, man, they are so family. I get it. They love each other at this point.
Well, you need all 40 drag queens to be able to have like a vocal solo.
Now, I was actually very impressed. This is my big takeaway from this movie. Spoilers. It's not like it's a horrible film. There were moments where I genuinely laughed, but my big takeaway was the sets and the setting. This movie visually very appealing to me.
I get that. Okay, I think the biggest reason why you didn't like it and why I kind of had a hard time accepting the movie is that like there is no in between, right? There's like Robin Williams, Nathan Lane, Hank Azaria, they're doing their own little thing. And then on the far side, you have like the conservatives, like Gene Hackman, his family, all those whatever. But like the person that's supposed to like kind of link those characters with the audience is Robin Williams' son. And he is such a fucking blank slate. There is absolutely nothing that we could have hung on him to be entertaining.
But no, you're kind of right. Like, this movie is star-studded. And a lot of these guys really give their all. We've mentioned Robin Williams, Gene Hackman, Nathan Lane. Diane Wiest is in here, Callista Flockhart. And then one of the main roles is this guy. Yeah, you're right. Like, among all the roles, he should have been something, and he's just not.
He's the driving focus of this, like you said. He wants to marry a conservative governor's, senator's daughter, yada, yada, yada. But I don't give a shit. I just want to watch Nathan Lane and Robin Williams and Hank Azaria do stupid shit at the drag palace. But we don't get enough of that because there's too much side shit going on with acceptance. And I get that. But at the same time, give me, well, you should love me because it's okay. We're all just people.
It's just this odd thing of how the movie handles itself. I don't think it knew how to juggle everything because it wants Robin Williams to be Robin Williams, but there's no reason why the movie has to twist the way it does. Like, oh man, Nathan Lane thinks Robin Williams is cheating on him with somebody. Oh, but it turns out it's his son. But like, even if he would have told him, he would have understood completely, and this didn't need to happen to begin with. And like,
I think that is just to establish the character of Nathan. Like, I don't remember his name. Starina, the star of this drag show. It's just to establish just how much of a drama queen Nathan Lane's character is. How dramatic and how, like, just right from the get-go, you see 2 scenes back-to-back of Nathan Lane just being as dramatic as possible.
But the way he went on about the show and how he wasn't happy being just basically like a jobber on the stage, like, that was beautiful. That was just fine. Like, I got it. And I was having fun.
Ooh, like the rehearsal whenever the guy's chewing the gum.
Yeah, that line there, like, he's just like, he's chewing gum. It helps me think while you're wasting your gum, honey.
It was really good.
There's some great little bits in there. And to me, the plot of this movie is its biggest detractor.
Really?
I had a hard time caring. I really did. Like, when it came to Nathan Lane and Robin Williams characters, I was all in. I really was curious of how they were going to keep the drag show up and running, what they were doing in their palace, you know, their decorations. That was so fucking fun. And then on the other side, you have Ally McBeal over there, ooga chaka. And I'm like, there's 40 minutes of this movie that I don't care about.
Well, like I said earlier, like, they just have like this really blasé middle ground. Because like it actually comes off mean-spirited. Like, so through the course of the movie, the whole shtick is that, like, hey, listen, I want to marry this daughter of a conservative family, but you can't be gay around them because they fucking hate that shit. Knock it off. Fine. Okay, it could be like this odd couple thing, which it kind of hinted at with Nathan Lane in drag, like, right in front of him. Haha, amazing. I loved it. But then it just gets muddled down by the son. Robin Williams' son just being so nothing. It comes off mean-spirited, like I said. Like, he comes in, he's like, oh, tear all this gay shit off the walls. Get all this gay shit off the floor. And it's just like, what is he doing? Like, and they're just all reluctantly going along with it because they love him. But, like, he himself kind of seems like a dickhead.
This was something that confused me with the whole, I want the gay stuff out so I can get married. I thought he was beyond accepting, you know, like, he's kissing Nathan Lane on the forehead, calls him dad. And I don't know. I was just having a really hard time buying that portion.
We have to keep in mind, this is 1996.
Correct.
Gay rights and gay acceptance has come a long way from 1996 to 2002. For 1996, he is absolutely accepting. The son, for sure. But politicians, especially a conservative senator, who's calling Bob Dole a little bit too liberal, who is like part of like the Family Stability Foundation founder or something like that. Like, come on, 1996, like, there's going to be no acceptance there at all.
I suppose, but like,
there's like no wiggle room at all, even.
Yeah, but then like they'll contrast that by showing Miami, and it's just fucking mwah, like chef's kiss, out of this world. No one gives a fuck. Everyone's just there to have a good time. Hey, What are you wearing? A thong bikini and a fucking tube top. And where are you going? A sit-down bistro. I don't know. I was just having a hard time with that. I guess with the way things are now, looking back, the way you're presenting it, it makes more sense. But during my watch, I was just going, I guess.
Okay, so like the current political whatever is much different, and that kind of makes more sense now. Because like watching this movie that's like probably 30 years old or whatever now, I don't know. I guess it just came off as mean-spirited. And at the time that was considered accepted. Or maybe like a middle ground that it just feels weird to me.
I don't get anything mean-spirited at all. If like you're talking about the son, right?
Yeah, I say he comes off as mean-spirited, but I know that's not the intention at all. It just seems that way because he himself is completely lackluster, and he basically rolls in like how Steven Seagal rolled into that schoolroom when he was just on the fucking on the mic. He's like, drop your weapons, and he's just in the room with a gun, just like that, and he just comes bombarding in, just fucking yelling at Hank Azaria, and he's just like being as sweet as possible. He's just like, whatever, I just do it because you know.
So you're saying he's gonna tackle him through a window, out of a building, through another window into another building, and then he's gonna be like, go get those dick balls out of here.
Listen, I'm gonna do anything to marry that bride.
I'm trying, but no, never mind. I can't do Hank Azaria's voice in this.
That sounded pretty good.
I'm trying, but he's being so crazy. No, I can't even.
No, that's good. He's so crazy.
Now,
you're just scared of my Guatemala-ness.
Yes.
He does seem like the kind of guy that thinks Guatemala is what you call a watermelon, and it just makes me laugh.
Watermelon?
Yeah.
But okay, I don't think we've talked about Hank Azaria's character. Like, we've talked about how he does a great job, but what he is, he's like the live-in maid, housekeeper, and
Yeah.
he rarely wears a
Yeah.
shirt. He'll sometimes wear like a bikini top or a wig, but never shoes because they make him fall down.
Dude, when he was trying to walk around in dress shoes, I was fucking cracking up. It was pretty hilarious because they just seemed really natural. Like he just has these weak ankles.
Oversized dress shoes at that.
But more onto your point, yeah, he's more like the super stereotypical gay man, just like extra flaming. I kind of gave the movie credit. It was like, well, this is probably how like Gene Hackman's family sees gay people.
Okay.
Yeah, like all the gays, no matter what, are just Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for the memories. They're just super buff dudes that are dressing in drag and doing homosexual activities. I feel like Hank Azaria's character fit perfectly into Tu Wong Fu more than this movie, but it also worked perfectly.
It's been a while since I've seen Tu Wong Fu. I have seen it, but it's been a long time. I was probably in maybe college at the time. That came out, what, like 99?
It's a good fucking movie. Like, to see, it's got like a super buff Patrick Swayze, a super buff Blade. It's got John Leguizamo. And all these dudes are in prime shape, wearing the most scantily little clad things. And there's a scene where they're being,
Is that what you like?
Yeah, it works for me. Like, I'm like, okay, this is cool. I like to see Wesley Snipes in drag. It's funny.
Well, what ties them both together, both Tu Wong Fu and this movie, is because Hank Azaria and those fellas are clearly having a ton of fun.
Yes. And that is just a blast to watch. And there's a scene in that one that I wish could have like happened in this one too, where he's being effeminate, and that's fine. But then the guy kind of tries to pressure him, and he just stops and drops the effeminateness. He's like, listen, dude, I'll fuck you up. And then you're just like, oh shit. I don't know. That's just such a fun transition.
So you're saying there should have been a scene in this movie where Hank Azaria dispatches a guy, kind of like how Doogie Howser does in Undercover Brother. He just smashes his head and goop comes out.
Could you imagine, like, just Hank Azaria is like, I can't walk in these shoes. I'm too Guatemalan. And then someone comes in the house and he fucking trounces him?
No, that'd be hilarious. Because it would just be like that really serious moment in the movie that just never gets explained. Like, fuck it, he killed a guy just now. He broke a guy in half. And you're like, it's like, oh, excuse me, or something. He just fucking walks away from a murder scene.
Impels him on that statue with a fucking giant stone dick.
No. Do not bring up assault with a concrete dildo.
Gotta save that for Clockwork Orange.
Oh, fuck.
It'll be the old ultra violence. Now, we're at the point to where he's got him kind of transitioning. Robin Williams has taken Nathan Lane out of the house for the day. They're doing a big, gorgeous date. And anything to keep him out of the house while they take down everything that could be uber considered as homosexual. And that's basically everything in the house because Nathan Lane is out and proud. And Robin Williams loves Nathan Lane. Is like, look, I don't give a shit. Do what you want.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily think that it's everything that's gay. It's just that his art style, the decor is very flamboyant. Like, not in a gay way, just it's very out there. And these people are conservative, like with a capital
Chandler.
C.
There are dick plates. There are plates with young Roman boys
Greek
giving fellatio and Greek. See, you know.
No, they're playing leapfrog. All the other stuff that he was talking about, aside from the one statue, isn't like gay. It's just like too much. It's like walking into a Natural Wonders store or something, or walking into Bombay and Company.
Oh, man.
Aside from the bowl of dicks, I mean, a lot of that stuff just seemed reasonable. Like, it was just kind of just like regular decor. Like, you could walk into like a decor shop and it just looks fine. There was nothing inherently feminine about it. But like, once more, you have Robin Williams' son just coming in, kicking down the door. It's like, take that gay shit off the walls. Where's that fucking moose? And it's, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way, kind of.
Again, I didn't see it like that at all. I like, maybe that's just me.
Gotta make this place as sterile as possible.
Yeah, it felt like he was doing a cleanse. He even hangs up a fucking massive Christ on the cross.
No, he doesn't do that. Hank Azaria does that.
Oh, that's right. He found it in like a yard sale or something. I forgot what it was. He just like found it.
No, he traded the moose head for it, or whatever it was, whatever kind of a head it was.
That's
okay,
still,
but the
that's
son,
still like a
the son does approve.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, sure, fine. Like, but he's like, subtract, stop adding. He says it twice. Don't add anything. Just get rid of things. Don't put those Playboys in there. Come on. Just get the stuff out of here. So a subplot that we haven't really touched on is, all right, the senator, he's running for re-election. He's at his home in Virginia. And I guess a senator that he is heavily aligned with, or maybe I don't know, has died. And he's on the phone getting this information. It's like, oh shit, senator, he died in bed. Whose bed? Oh, it was a prostitute. Fuck. Was she a minor? Fuck. And black?
I liked it because just the way like they went through like the levels of just like outrage. You know, as seemingly nothing's like, what? He was black? What? He was what's that fucking thing from UHF? It was like a lesbian prostitute from Mars or something. I don't know. Just like throw as much shit at the screen as you can.
Yeah, like for me it was just like the acceleration between she was a prostitute, a minor prostitute, and black. Well, we've got to distance ourselves from this. We were hardly even friends with Senator Jackson.
You can just hear him clench his rosary beads.
Yeah. We need a wedding to clear the air.
Oh, did we mention the fact that he sneaks into the room to have that conversation through the window like Sam from Clarissa Explains It All?
Yeah, there's like a news crew, fucking National Enquirer and everything starting to surround his house, so he can't leave through the front door. He's got to come in and come out through the window.
I love how casual it all is. The point where he gets busted by the paparazzi was great because he took it in stride. Like he's just like, oh, just stretching my legs. What's going on, fellas?
He makes a fucking speech from the ladder, mid-ladder, like, this was a terrible tragedy, and we're all sad to see, conservatives and liberals alike, we're all saddened to hear about the passing of Senator Jackson, and just ludicrous.
He spends the next 5 minutes cutting a promo on Vince McMahon, CM Punk style.
Yes.
I don't know. I dug the whole over the shoulder the whole time. He's just like, whatever, I'm a politician.
All right, but this whole time they've got like National Enquirer guys. Like this is the whole news crew and everything from DC area or whatever. But there's a couple of National Enquirer guys that just keep following him around, right?
Oh yeah, there was a whole subplot with these dudes trying to get like this risky pick or whatever. Like just following him around with his cameras, and I was just like, why does the movie fucking have to stop every time these idiots are on the screen? Like, I don't fucking care. Like, I get like the whole thing. They're trying to like can the whole gay stuff, so like the conservative guy doesn't look quote unquote bad or non-conservative. But like, I don't know. Like the movie was 2 hours. I was just like, a little too long.
There's some good bits, and to me, I got really confused with a bit that was coming up. Whenever dad number 2, Nathan Lane, is being basically spiritually crushed and not being accepted for who he is, even though he's pretty much raised this kid instead of his maternal mother, who we'll get to. He's literally in this amazing serious scene where Nathan Lane, for the first time in the film, is speaking not flamboyantly, but he still has his accent and whatnot. And he's telling him, hey, you're breaking my heart. You love me for me, so on and so forth. And he kind of storms out. And it is immediately contrasted by the fact that he storms out into a street full of people, once again clad in G-strings and bikinis.
That's South Beach for you.
Yeah, it's just so over the top immediately.
I mean, you gotta, dress to impress. You gotta impress everybody at the passion pool.
Speaking of passion pool, what I've got here today is from Mikkeller Brewing Company out of San Diego, California. This is definitely fruity, lots of passion fruit, but don't get it twisted. This is not sweet fruity. This is tart. This is dry, sour, salty, crisp. This is just what you want when you're sitting on the beach, South Beach, watching the guys in Speedos walk by, I guess.
Down on the beach, man.
Boy!
Boy, indeed.
Lord have mercy.
I don't know how to transition, but anyways. Meanwhile, back on the conservative front, like the meeting is like ramping up, and you have like everybody hopping in the car, the whole family. They're all quote unquote excited.
Got Robin Williams trying to console Nathan Lane a little bit, taking him out, getting him some water at this restaurant, and trying to smooth everything down. He's like,
smooth
I can
everything
stay.
down.
Yeah, I can stay. I can be, I can play a straight uncle. Robin Williams is like, Hell yes, you can. You know, you're a great performer. Let's see it. Oh no, that's way too gay.
Dude,
Act like a man.
I was having a time with this because like I could just see the look on Robin's face where he's just like, stop it, stop the gay stuff, stop right now. Just like he's just boiling over internally.
Yes. And he's like, yeah. And he grabs his cup and he's taking a drink and the pinky's out and he slaps his hand. He's like, no, pinky's out. The back and forth between these two is so fucking good.
It's really brilliant. Like I even love the part where he's not beaten down, but you can tell that Nathan Lane's just kind of fed up, but he's still trying because he loves Robin, he loves the kid, and he's just trying to like walk like John Wayne, and it just looks like he has scoliosis.
Yeah, my favorite part of that is when he's like trying to smear mustard on the toast for whatever reason, and he pierces it, and he's like, "Oh, I've pierced the toast," and Robin Williams is like, "You got to be a man about it, Albert. You pierced the toast," and he just flings it across the bushes.
Then they just don't have a sandwich. All the name would just being manly.
Yeah, and right here is what I was talking about. When he tries to walk, it's straight up like one of the zombies out of the Thriller video. He thinks it's John Wayne, but no, he's just a Michael Jackson zombie.
He just looked like a dude who needed a pair of crutches. I felt kind of bad.
I am not an animal.
But he's like, all right, now you got to spit. And he spits and he's like, fucking A.
Yes.
Their little do-si-do going, fucking A, hell yeah. Just having like a quote-unquote manly moment or whatever outside. And what killed me, like it got a really genuine laugh out of me, is that Robin just like walks up to a dude and starts to square up.
Yeah, and this guy, you can actually tell in the chair that he's probably like 6'8", but you can really tell when he stands up and is like, what the fuck you say?
He like stands up there like crotch level. He's like, buddy, if there's anything I can do for you,
let me know.
So the next stop is they decide that they want to get his actual mother involved. You know, Nathan Lane, he can be an uncle. The actual mother, give her a call. They haven't actually met the son and the mother, which is interesting. But they arrange a meeting between Robin and the mother, and they're going to talk it out. They're going to see what can be done. And I like this scene, too.
And it turns out the guy's mom is like a really middle-of-the-road Cruella DeVille. Like, it's kind of weird.
Yes.
Middle of the road?
She's...
Like, she's not totally evil. She won't peel a dog, but, like, she'd probably have a bunch and think about it.
She'd hire someone else to do it.
I thought she was delightful.
I guess 90s power woman. She's in her office. She's very sexual, very charged, very empowered. And as soon as Robin Williams comes in, she's immediately all over him with just this machismo that she's in control and she's got the big dick energy.
Yeah, they had that moment where like they even go over like how he was the more feminine one of the group and she was the more masculine. Like they had this like thing where like maybe I think he like spilled a drink or whatever and like he took charge of the situation just by cleaning and like this like weird thing.
Yeah, because like they go into the room and he's like, hey, I would like you to meet your son. He's getting married. We would like his mother to be there, blah, blah, blah. And she's just basically fondling Robin Williams. She's sitting on the arm of the chair.
Just like stroking his like chest hair and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's care of Harambe because that man's a gorilla. That aside, I did enjoy the natural chemistry between those two. Like they totally seemed like star-crossed lovers. Like they had something in the past, long since gone, but they'd not only gotten over it, but they're just totally cool with it.
My favorite line from this is she's talking about, yeah, you're right. I probably should do something for him. I haven't really been very maternal. And Robin Williams is like, well, I'm very maternal, and Albert is practically a breast.
What a tip.
We do get some background here about how exactly this happened. She paid like $20 to the bellman or whatever to get into his room. They were having like a show together. They're both performers back then. And Robin was just like, sure. I say Robin Williams' character, Armand. First time we said his actual name, Armand, is just like, you know, what the hell? Why not try it with a woman? See what the straights are all up in arms about.
And his pullout game must have been awful.
Twice over in an hour and a half, though, so she must have had something going for her.
She's like, let me get at it. And he's like, bust. And she's like, how long is it going to take? He's like, I guess maybe 40 minutes.
The way he explained it just sounded like he just went straight up fucking Spider-Man, just like thwip thwip.
Yeah.
I don't know, with the way she was coming at him, it might have been. Oh, he seems like he could ride.
Oh my God.
It's that upside down gorilla kiss.
That's why the kid looks like not Tom Holland.
Oh no. But this culminates in something really hilarious. So, like, she agrees to the thing, but she winds up getting stuck in traffic for X amount of time. Robin Williams and the gang, they're all panicking. What are they going to do? So, like, even after all this mansplaining to Nathan Lane, like, he just winds up dressing up as his mom anyways. And I was just like, oh, man, this is crazy. Like, it's kind of like watching Mrs. Doubtfire in the third person.
100% took that note, put Mrs. Doubtfire, what are you doing here? And Mrs. Doubtfire in this role at Nathan Lane, once the Gene Hackman's character arrives, they're having dinner. It's not going well. They're waiting on the mother. And Nathan Lane takes it upon himself to show up as Mrs. Doubtfire. And this is where things get kind of interesting because his take on a subservient conservative housewife is so good that Gene Hackman prefers him over his own wife.
Yeah, in fact, it was such a good moment. I kind of wish the movie stuck with it. I wish the movie just like absolutely just like plowed right through this amazing idea. I thought at the end of the movie, that's what would kind of like flip the script. Like, oh, you were a gay man the whole time. It's like, oh, maybe I should just, be a little bit more open-minded. I've learned something. Yeah. Credits roll. And that part didn't coalesce. I was like, man, that is a huge missed opportunity because this is hilarious.
Yeah, like when the senator first comes in and starts like sort of snooping around, like just sort of seeing who these people are. He's like, I've got a good feeling about you folks. You don't have a whole lot of fancy books. There's not a whole lot of, fancy art on the walls. You just got the crucifix and, you don't like gays in the military and stuff like that. You guys are good people.
I'm just extra conservative and I have 200 gallons of potable water and a silo full of tortillas.
And like when he's talking to Nathan Lane, and obviously like, okay, we've talked about Nathan Lane is dressed as a mother, as a woman. Yeah. Really, Nathan Lane looks like Martha fucking Washington here.
100%.
Is that just me? Okay.
No, like the makeup that they had was just so hilariously thick. It looked like some Marie Antoinette shit going on.
And like, there's an immediate affinity between the two, I feel like, between Gene Hackman and Nathan Lane's character. And they're just like going back and forth with this. And Nathan Lane's character isn't saying anything explicitly like anti-gay or anything. He's just taking everything and turning it in a way that meets the senator's conservative standards. And just the way he bends everything is just beautiful to me. I love it.
We discussed it briefly, but how Gene Hackman kind of falls for her. Like, there's a part of me, like, in the back of my head, thinking, like, I'm pretty sure Martha Washington could have persuaded Gene Hackman into the fucking bathroom and just ran one up the flagpole.
Dude, 100% thought that's where this was going. I thought that Nathan Lane was going to seduce him, and it was going to change the entire course of the movie. And then instead, unfortunately, all I got was, baby, did you see he's got the whole goddamn run of Nancy Drew?
Oh, rip.
But like they're sitting there and, they're talking about, obviously the elephant in the room is Senator Jackson, his untimely death. And Nathan Lane's just like, yeah, it's terrible. Well, obviously he was framed. I'd like to see an autopsy. Well, that's just what Rush Limbaugh said.
That's how they congeal. It was like, good old Rush.
Good old Rush Limbaugh. And then they get on the topic of abortion, and I'm not sure if Nathan Lane's opinion is conservative or liberal or just like, I don't know, kill the mothers. That's his stance. Just like, can't have any abortions if all the mothers are dead, right? Solution.
His thing is to take it to the extreme, like the fucking extreme. And Gene Hackman's just like, yeah, god damn, you're turning me on. And then they both smoke giant cigars.
Yes, absolutely. Another persuasive moment could be like, they could just go off into like, discuss like, okay, hating the gays is one thing, but have you ever tried pictures of Spider-Man?
I was taking a drink. I just fucking spit a little bit.
So did we talk about the actual dinner scene, which dinner is is only one dish. Hank Azaria cannot cook, so he just kind of threw everything into a soup. There's like shrimp and hard-boiled eggs, and it's served in these bowls that have young Greek men playing leapfrog on them.
Of course. Yeah, they're not. That's not gay bowls.
No.
That's history bowl.
And they're not just, there's girls. Don't you have any girls? There's definitely a girl on my bowl.
I love that Gene
Singular.
Hackman goes, it may have been a while, but I'm pretty sure that none of these are women. And he's just like got the bowl. Like,
He's like, let me get my glasses. Callista, go get my glasses. You must have left them in the car.
Callista, go get my glasses. Like, I got it. And then the abortion baby from the talk earlier was like, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. I can't stop this feeling. Shows
And
up
you
with the
know-
glasses.
And if that baby had been aborted, we never would have had that.
Fair point.
On the pro side of things, if that baby had been aborted, we never would have had that.
So you think we could have had a moment from Beetlejuice at the table just with Ooga Chaka?
Oh, yes. Like, everyone gets up and fucking, like, dicks come out of the bowls into their mouths. And the only person shook by it is Gene Hackman. And it zooms in on his face and he looks shocked and then he just accepts it.
No, the only person shook by it is going to be fucking Diane Wiest. Gene Hackman's going to be like, all right, these people obviously know how to party.
She's all been out of shape, and fucking Gene Hackman's over there already hanging dong.
Oh, yeah. Fucking she runs off to go get her hair cut again by fucking Edward Scissorhands.
Nah.
Oh. So things start to turn just before Mom shows up, and Gene Hackman's like, I'm not sure I've got a good feeling about these people after all, at least the father. She's a small town girl, and he's from a family, that father, he's just a pretentious European, the worst kind of European. They're all like that, not Margaret Thatcher, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Not Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, if one of them between the two are weird, it's definitely not Marie Antoinette. Definitely Flanders.
For sure.
Now, before we forget, at the same time this dinner's going on, the paparazzi has arrived. And boys, did you realize that one of those is that same science guy from every fucking movie, including Volcano?
Oh, the
The curly hair guy,
guitarist
yeah.
from System of a Down.
Yes. He's in True Lies, too.
That's the same guy.
We need to get him on the show.
He's the.
If we can get him or the driver of the limo, I mean, we'd be set.
Ooh. Chandler, I'm gonna need you to like take a screwdriver and get that plaque.
The one where the elevators are.
I don't know that I can do that.
Meanwhile, back at dinner, Hackman is suspicious while in the other room, fucking Timon is having a goddamn meltdown and he rips off his wig. And Chan, man, you've been talking about some good lines in this movie, and this is one of them. They have a moment. He goes, "What the hell's going on in here?" He goes, "You're gay and you're Jewish." And he goes, "Well, just one tiny difference." And then all of a sudden, Robin Williams chimes in and goes, "Tiny? Well, not that tiny of a difference."
No, that was Nathan Lane that said that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But I get it, though. Circumcision. Just nip the tip.
Just the tip. Honestly, my favorite line from this little bit of things is when the actual mom, the real mom, comes in for the first time, and Hank Azaria answers the door, and he's just like, "May I take your purse, as usual, or for the first time?"
Wink.
Yeah, like, he's even confused about what to say at this point.
I feel real bad for Hank because he is so out of his element, even though it's his house. Like, they got the dude in this weird getup. He can't wear shoes. Shoes are his kryptonite. So he's just walking around like that kid who just put on skates at a skating rink. And he just got those weak ankles, breaking them all over the house.
Yeah, but immediately they come back out, and it's like, I don't understand. What? Their name is Goldman. What? They're men. What? I don't understand. They're gay? I don't understand. They can't be Jewish.
He's saying send men. Don't you mean send nudes? No, send more men. I need them to fight.
Yes. Hackman immediately goes into a tirade. He's like, "Damn it, Ally Bill, how many times have I told you you're making a fucking scandal?"
We're gonna leave, and Mr. and Mrs. or Mr. Whatever your name is, I hope this doesn't influence your vote.
Yes.
He's such a politician.
Yeah. So they go to storm out, and that's when the paparazzi shows up, so they cannot leave. They're just stuck in this apartment above this gay nightclub, and what are they going to do?
They said, "Oh, I have an idea." Slip out the back, and they tossed Gene Hackman into a wood chipper. Fargo.
Yep. They're turning the Hackman gay.
They're turning the Hackman gay. So they put Gene Hackman in drag.
No, I really didn't want to get to this part. This is just secondhand embarrassing. Like, I get it. Like, the movie's like, okay, let's put Gene Hackman in an uncomfortable position, character-wise.
Like the backseat of a Volkswagen?
It's the single most awkward thing this movie has to offer. It's so fucking otherworldly. That moment when he's just sauntering through the dance floor, clearly Gene Hackman in a wig.
Nothing is disguised. He looks exactly the same as he did. Now he's just wearing Nathan Lane's wig.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's got a little bit of powder on his nose. You got Mom back there, Diane Wiest back there in her best, I don't know, Judas Priest-esque outfit.
We got BDSM Mom in the background, and everyone's doing the "We Are Family,"
Man,
and they're traipsing out.
You got fucking Marcus Alexander Bagwell up there too.
Ooh,
That was before
my
he got
boy
buff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the stuff, baby. And they make it out onto the street, and of course,
I do
Miami
not
or
want to.
whatever.
I do not want to skip this part yet. Like, I don't want to skip past this. The
No, go
dancing
ahead.
scene.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is one of the best scenes, the best little bits. Okay, so they're dancing. We are family. Everybody's having a good time. Gene Hackman is obviously out of place, but you know, he's got to do what he's got to do. And he goes up to Val and Callista Flockhart, who are dancing together or whatever in the club. He goes up to him and is like, "Please, I don't want to be the only girl not dancing." And Nathan Lane shows up in his suit, looking as masculine as he has the entire movie, and "Come to dance, baby." And there's a little confusion about who's trying to lead, who's going to lead here, but they just dance together. They dance themselves out of this club, and it's everything it just coming together.
he said, "Don't worry, baby. I'm your private dancer, a dancer for money. I do what you want me to do."
It's just so weird, right? Like, it's funny, but it's just like Gene Hackman is so inherently awkward. Like, I don't know if like he didn't want to do this. He does kind of come off as the kind of guy's like the only reason why he just had a little wig and makeup is because he was like, "I don't want that fucking shit on my face. Just give me the fucking wig." And then for the rest of the scene, he just looked like a dude who got flashbanged. He was just so just like looking around, just disoriented.
You are a conservative senator, suddenly completely out of your element. You are being surrounded by guys. You think? I don't know. Are these all guys? Who knows? But they are dancing on you. They are dancing around you. They're not wearing a whole lot of clothing, and they are sweaty.
Some dude's got his cod piece and just like thrusting it in his face. And he's like, "Get
Yep.
that stinking shit out of my face."
And remember, he started his day in snowy Virginia.
I can just see in the back of his ignorant mind, we're just looking at all these titties. And he's like, "Wait a minute, titties are for women. These aren't women." It's just a bunch of question marks. Just do. You know.
He's like, no, it's not chicks with dicks. It's guys with titties. God damn it.
He's just trying to talk himself into it.
Not sure which is better, which is worse. And just sweating.
Yeah, his makeup's running.
End of the night, he straight up looks like Alice Cooper.
Oh.
But like Alice Cooper now.
Let me tell you about Milwaukee.
Once they get out of the club, Mom's sitting there in her getaway Beamer, and they just scoot on out of there. Nobody notices. Nobody recognizes Gene Hackman in a wig because they're looking for Gene Hackman not in a wig.
Ah, yes, classic. The old role reversal. And I guess it fixed everything?
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
I guess, you know, they're thankful for getting him out of there. You know, everybody has a good time. They have a wedding during the closing credits. Bob Dole is evidently gorgeous.
I always thought he was the banana man, and that's not the case.
Dole is a brand of banana.
Bob Dole. Bob Dole. But this is a fun-looking wedding at the very end. You've got half the church drag queens, half the church conservative politicians. You've got one lady who's like, "Well, which one's the mother? I'm not sure." And it just doesn't matter.
Oh, most unorthodox this all is. Credits.
Where was Dennis Rodman?
1996, he was, in fact, winning a world championship for the Chicago Bulls.
He was currently teaming up with Jean-Claude Van Damme for Double Team.
Yes. double T.
Mm.
And they were both saved by product placement. Shout out to Dane Cook.
What? I don't know anything about any of this.
Well, what I know is that this movie, it's not all that bad. I feel like it could be consolidated a little bit. I feel like its point could have gotten across a little sooner. Not saying it drags, pun intended, but the big scene at the dinner could have had like a much better payoff. By the end of it, I didn't feel like anything was resolved or anybody's mind was changed. So other than the three fellas up front putting in stellar performances, I don't know. It just didn't happen for me, unfortunately.
Personally, I love this movie. This was my pick. I think the dialogue in this movie is incredible. I think Robin Williams, Hank Azaria, Nathan Lane. I think Nathan Lane, just in general, is criminally underrated as an actor, but especially in this, they all three knock it out of the fucking park. I hardly have a bad thing to say about this. I am clearly the minority here, but I just absolutely love it. I think everybody should go see it right now.
I don't have negatives per se. I think it was well acted. It has amazing set design. The story to me is very cliche. I've seen it a million times. It's a love story where, oh, well, so-and-so couple doesn't like so-and-so's parents and they have to do X thing to get together. And personally, I don't like Gene Hackman, and he has a large portion of this film. And anytime I see Gene Hackman, I think of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the guy where the clown uses him as a puppet. He's the sheriff. So that was very distracting for me. My biggest detractor was, honestly, Nathan Lane. I like the bits where him and Robin Williams are going back and forth, but the over-the-top drama kind of grated on me after a while. I think you should watch the movie, but to me, it's a one-and-done kind of deal. Like, I saw it. It was all right. Moving on.
And there you have it. That was The Birdcage. If you have any strong feelings about the movie or the show, leave in the comment sections below.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Hit the little bell icon, too, down there so you know what we got brewing up next.
Get out there and fucking follow us on social media. Whoa! We go on YouTube. We're fucking everywhere, bro. You can find us anywhere nowadays that podcast can be found. We're cool like that. We're worth it. And if you don't listen to us, we'll take away all your penis furniture.
Oh, now who will I have to beat my guests with?